What's up?
Aren't you doing it for the likes?
Nah, I ain't doing it for the likes.
Oh, okay. Hold up. So you doing it for the pussy?
Nah, I mean, yeah, no, I ain't doing it for that.
Okay, then what are you doing it for?
Man, I do it for the culture.
The culture?
Nice.
So ridiculous.
So
well, hello, guys.
No. Let's keep the conversation natural. Keep it natural. So kids hate you. Dick pics, thirst traps.
Yeah.
Now, how are you thirst trapped? Like, do you have the Africans emailing you because they know who you are?
You know, one time out of nowhere, it was like 1,000 Nigerian accounts started following me.
Wow.
That's how it all
Out
starts.
of nowhere, and I was
Did they
like,
send you
"What
fufu?
is this?" I had like, you know, like when they want to send
They got the
you.
fufu on deck for you.
You know when they want to like you get the email and it's like, oh, I am Prince of blah 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 blah, and I started getting weird emails like that too.
I have great opportunity at my homeland for you to help, but first I need your bank accounts.
I need your bank account routing number, right?
Social security.
And then I'll give you money and you could be a princess. I'm like, what is who actually? I wonder who.
Somebody fell
That's
for
exactly what I'm
for that
saying.
shit.
Who was
Every
it?
bad girl needs a bad boy.
Every bad girl needs a bad boy with lots of bad boy money.
So you in the DMs, right? What do guys do like those corny 90s pickup lines, or do they say like, yo, I was dreaming about you and I felt like, you know, what are you guys remember some lines?
Yeah, I think one of the funniest things I've ever gotten, it's also disgusting yet flattering, was like some guy sent me a video like jerking off to my magazine spread.
That's awesome.
And you felt the flattery. You felt disgusted initially.
At first I was impressed. I was like, wow, this is a snap. You know, this is like 10 seconds and like he made the whole thing happen.
Yeah.
And then I was like, wow, this is really disgusting. But I was like, so I did that.
But could you imagine the coordination of him jerking off, knowing when he's getting ready to do it, and then snapping the 10-second increment in which he busts and on the magazine? He ruined the magazine?
Yeah.
I mean, just having a magazine, that's old school.
What if he has like 10 copies so that he can just bust off on the same magazine?
Every spread is a new load.
See you tomorrow. Now, I have a question. So, are you a girl that digs like being somewhat disgusted but then flattered at the same time, or has that been a new feeling for you since you've been in the sort of popular?
Is that an often feeling?
Or like growing up, like did guys who were kind of like weird and creepy, but did that kind of turn you on? But you were like, you knew that in your mind, this is kind of no. You like to be old school flattery.
Yeah, I don't think a creep has ever turned me on. I feel like that's the question I'm getting.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, no, creeps don't turn me on at all.
Okay.
Sometimes I'm just like, aw, you know, like I kind of want to like give them like a pamphlet.
Yeah.
Like, here you go.
Are you straight? Or okay, so I don't know.
Okay.
Reality shows, you know, girls do things.
We're crazy. 2018.
Do guys have a chance if they DM you properly or keep it funny in the comments, and then it kind of evolves from that? Is there a chance that you would entertain that or no?
Well, you know, I'm actually in a relationship, and my current boyfriend, we started talking on Snapchat.
So he bagged you from Snapchat.
But it was only because we had mutual friends. And then he randomly showed up to my house because I was living with my best friend at the time, and she was having a house party.
Okay.
And her boyfriend was friends with him. So it just kind of worked out.
It was organic.
Like that.
It worked out.
But it wasn't like we were just like DMing each other all the time, like
jokey joke. And
no, it was like we knew each other through social media and then met, and it just happened. Okay. But if I was single, I mean, if you gotta be smooth, you know. If it was smooth enough,
enough smoothness and patience, and you see yourself, you know.
Possibly.
If
I had like mutual friends and
I'm just gonna give your fans some hope.
If I had like mutual friends and they were like, no, he's not a murderer, and like can confirm.
Okay. No, I'm talking about like just somebody who
just a stranger,
on your pictures or in your silly videos, he would comment, say something funny, genuinely make you laugh, and you're like, okay. And then every now and then it's just you notice, okay, yeah, he's always saying something funny, something cool, and you give him the response, and then you just get back and forth, and he just little by little. Is it possible?
Consistency is key.
Is key, but I don't know. I feel like I gotta have at least like one person that could confirm this person's mind state. Like, all right, he's not gonna kill you. He's not a rapist. You know, he doesn't have like this weird thing. Like,
I usually confirm that with PayPal.
Send me money. Yeah. Oh, money went through? Nigga, we going out.
Oh, wow. So generous. Very nice.
Check this out. This is episode, what are we, number 15?
Yeah, number 15.
15 for the culture, man. Happy to be back. I was out last week. Amarie, my co-host, thank you for holding it down.
I missed you so much.
No, you
and
didn't. I was just fine, drinking tequila, smoking.
I had to defend you so much. Koo went in, and I had to defend you so much.
I heard. That wasn't that bad, though.
Yeah, okay, good.
I'm not sensitive like that. Like,
okay, good.
Because I was trying to think when Koo was going off at first, she's like, "Oh my God, Nick is like so retarded. He's such a weirdo." And I'm like, oh, the story with the diesel shit.
That's her laugh.
The story with the gas. The story with the gas shit was like, okay, yeah, that was a a dumbass mistake on my part. So I deserve the grilling. Or if anybody brings that up, I can't like be like, nah, why are you telling them that story?
It's pretty funny.
So
it was funny, yeah.
This Esther Cool comedian, she lived in Miami. I was visiting at the time and seeing my mom and whatever, and I had to do a self-tape. So I asked her if she could help me with my self-tape, and she was like, yeah, cool, so come down. I'm in, I think she lived like in like Miami Shores. So from Fort Lauderdale, I'm driving down to Miami Shores. My mom was like, hey, before you leave, can you put some gas in my car? And I didn't know car. I had just probably got my license. I had my permit, but I never drove because I was in New York. So
get to the point, nigga.
Shut up, nigga. I'm trying to make this story really pop. You can't leave out details, nigga.
Okay, go.
Now I want to talk. No. So I, thinking that I was doing something nice for my mother, I put diesel fuel in my mom's Nissan Versa or Sentra, and the car started malfunctioning really close to Miami because I was fighting traffic. So if the car would slow down, work, then it stopped, then it start, and it struggled. And I just got to her house, and then by the time I was done with my shit, the car was done. So then I had to tow the car back up.
Wow.
You didn't tell the punch of the story though, like the punchline.
What's the punch? I put diesel fuel in my mom's car, thinking that it was a good idea.
No, it was the monologue. She said that he went over for a monologue. It was like a scene study thing, and he just had a monologue. And she was like, what? This is not a two-person thing. Why the fuck am I here?
I don't give a shit about that. I think the diesel fuel is the dumb shit. You put diesel in a regular car. Like, I didn't know any better. Like, I didn't give a fuck about that.
That was funnier for me.
That was it. Your mom's car is done.
No. They fixed it. They were able to clean it out. They just said that it's almost like making a car vomit. So when you're putting something in that the car is not used to,
that's to induce vomiting.
The car was rejecting it, and then it malfunctioned. So they had to take out the diesel, and then the car was fine after that.
Well, there it is. So don't put diesel in your Nissan.
Don't put diesel when it should be regular.
The more you learn.
The more you learn. So our guest for today is the comedian personality Stephanie Tejada from Bad Girls Club.
The Bad Girls Club.
Crazy bitches.
Yes, I know there was a lot of seasons of Bad Girls, including an all-star Bad Girls show, right?
Yeah, there was a couple all-star.
How many did you do?
I only did one. My season was like 2 years ago.
Oh, okay. So you kind of still fresh off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was literally they only had one more season after it, and then now they stopped filming it. Rumor has it they're trying to get it to another network, but right now it's not.
Would you do it again?
I would do like an all-star battle or something like that.
Yeah.
Like
that's good. Those are good checks. Good. Yeah, it's not putting you in that same kind of position because it feels like you want to elevate from that.
I mean, they pay you like while you're like doing it, but
of course, yeah. I mean, I know a check is coming, but I'm saying like you're not gonna be forced or like not forced, but like having to do the same kind of scenarios and shit you was put in. Like it's like, nah, I'm not there anymore.
Right?
You know
because
what I mean?
they wouldn't do that. They wouldn't just like bring girls back in the house and be like Bad Girls Club. Like if you were already on it, it's gonna be All-Star Battle. They had like the Love Games, which was like the dating show of it.
Cool.
That was funny.
Is that the one Ray J hosted?
Yeah, it was.
I watched at least 4 Ray J reality shows. Me and my mom.
We fucked.
Yeah, he did For the Love of Ray J 2 times. He did the family one with him, Brandy, and his mom and dad. And then he's been on Love and Hip Hop like 2 seasons, I think, in LA. And then he did the Bad Girls. So he's been like a king in that reality space.
You see when he pushed his girlfriend in the pool?
No. What happened?
Oh, she pushed him. She tried to push him into the pool, and then he just kind of like backed off, whatever, and then she fell in.
And she fell in.
Because he was like, get off me, and then she fell in.
And
but
she probably was like overly dramatic.
Yeah. You can't believe you ain't a man, you a bitch. But they married now, so you know,
right.
And
she got over it.
When you did the Bad Girls, like, was that something that you always like was like, you know what, if I had a chance, I'd fucking do it? Or was it something like spontaneous that you were like, you know what, fuck, why not? Like, how was it?
The way it happened is this was like my mom literally would watch the show with my aunts. Like they would get together like the old seasons.
Yeah.
And I remember me and my cousins would always try to like low key watch it, and I loved the show. So I was just like, I really was a fan of the show, and I was like, I'm gonna be on that show one day, and I just said it. And I had auditioned like 2 years prior to when I actually got called for it. And I remember I was on Skype with a callback, and the power went out. You know, Florida, hurricanes. And
Where are you from?
Orlando.
Orlando, okay.
Yeah, and the power went out. On my Skype callback, I was like, oh my God, that's it. It's over. Didn't hear from them, nothing. 2 years later, they found me on Instagram for the season. Because it was based on social media. It was called Social Disruption.
Okay, so now I'm not that familiar with you. I know you're pretty new to stand-up. Well, like, what were you doing before then? I guess getting your profile up. Like, what do you consider yourself?
Well, my job, good God, I was a go-go dancer for like 7 years. I used to work in all the clubs.
Oh.
Yeah, I used to do that too.
Yeah, and so is Paul. Paul used to go dance too.
Paul go-go dance?
Yeah, in Pomona.
Nice.
Yeah, he's like the
PBW?
Yeah. Paul, did you have the thong on? Yeah.
little twirlies.
You know, that for me. Tassels.
I said twirlies. I didn't know what it was called. Thank you for the correction.
But go-go dancing was just cool because, you know, I pretty much always worked with my best friend. So, like, you know, like, you just get paid to party with your best friend and drink. And, like, then it's like, oh, if you want to bring your friends, they could party for free. It was just the best job, especially, like, you know, when you're just 21 and, like, that age.
No responsibility.
It's the best. So I was balling.
Making good money.
Yes, mega money. It was
And
great.
it's a workout, and it's just
a workout.
fun.
And, you know, it's, like, sexy enough for, like, it's like, okay, nobody's going to touch me. You don't got to see none of my business.
Man,
Just a
guys
little
need jobs like
cheeky.
that. We need
Yeah,
something where
just
it's
a
like
little
low key,
cheek.
Just a
free,
little cheek. It's like
money
a
coming in.
action.
At 21, we always struggling. We never can have some like fun, free, easy job that makes a lot of money unless we selling drugs.
Yeah.
But that's not fun for your easy job at all.
I'm sorry, but I differ. My boy, a couple boys, they always tell me, yo, like, the way I was moving it and what I was doing wasn't like crazy, like I'm a cocaine king. It's just you moving, you know, pills or some other shit, and it's like under the radar, but it's fucking, you making really good money. It make you really question, like, why the fuck did I ever work? Like, I had a lot of friends in that pocket. Like, they don't go too far to where they like really in the street like that, but it's just like, it's enough where like, everything you want to do as a youngin is pretty accessible, and it's not like tax radar. Like the government ain't checking your pockets, you know.
not for that.
But go-go dancing is great for girls.
So go-go dancing was like my drug dealing, you know.
Yeah, you go. Yes,
We were dealing
slanging them
dances.
party times.
Party times. We were like, I don't know. I felt
Did you have like a
the club's
go-to
cheerleader.
move? Is there like a certain time of the night where it was like the peak?
Yeah, any DJs who really fucked with me would always play at least one like really good Beyonce song.
Okay.
Just one. And
So,
I don't even know.
We got the
That's
single
it.
ladies era. You got the We Be All Night.
We Be
Or
All
were you
Night,
done by
Drunk in
then?
Love. Oh, I
Crazy
still
in
am
Love
Beyonce.
and okay, Beyonce. Were you at Coachella?
I was at Baychella. That means I was watching on YouTube.
Baychella.
Like, yes!
That's what it is. That really a thing?
The Baychella fans,
Baychella
that
was the
means-
people who watched it on YouTube.
Baychella is the broke Beyonce fans who couldn't go to Coachella, and we was watching it on YouTube, like live,
Wow.
lit in our living room.
And you are Hive, right? Are you Beehive also?
Oh, I'm Beehive.
You're Beehive. Are you Beehive,
She's
Amy?
wearing yellow.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Shout out
yes.
to Diva Moda Fashion Couture.
Ooh.
Nice.
And they get a plug. That's what's up. Amy they paid her to do that. No. It's like, we got $50 when you do this podcast. No, Amy, are you a Beyonce fan? Are you a Hive? Are you Beachella?
I mean, I like Beyonce. Yeah. Just, yeah.
She's not like Beehive. She just like
She's not
she's good.
Beehive.
She's good. Like she's a Virgo, so I'm like, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
But and then after while I was go-go dancing, my passion has always been comedy. So like
Nice.
even like before MySpace, anything like I would do like home videos. And, like, that was just my thing. So when social media came out with the Vines and the Instagram, I instantly jumped on the skits and videos, and that was kind of like
You're right of passage.
what I was doing.
So I noticed you're very, very comfortable in front of the camera. Like it could be on. Like obviously you did a reality show, so you just don't give a fuck. You're not afraid to be silly, which is very important. Like there's a lot of comedians who they're funny when you put them on the stage. They're funny or great when they're shooting something and you're cut. But like to just be free to interact, be in the live setting or talk to the people, talk to the camera, they just kind of stay away from that.
That's kind of, what, it was so funny because everyone's like, oh, try stand up. And I love comedy. I was like, I don't know what it is I want to do, but making people laugh is like the biggest passion of mine. So when I moved to California, I instantly wanted to try stand up, and I actually got sponsored by Pretty Funny Women out here.
Okay.
It's like a comedy class that kind of teach you how to structure. Then they did this big graduation performance at Flappers.
Nice.
It was really cool, and I really think that's I credit how quickly things are going because of that class, honestly.
Right, because you have some fundamentals. You have a tools to kind of use from. Right,
keys, you know.
Yeah, your brain ain't all over the place trying to figure out how to make people laugh. I mean, you still got to figure out, but you at least know the mechanics that if I write to these things and until I can eventually come up with my own formula, it'll serve me well, which is good. That's
like
good.
the way we would do is like we would get together and we would just like talk about our week. Like, oh, this happened to me. And then she'd be like, okay, well, why don't you think of how this could be funny? And like she would help us like really structure and like figure out like what could be material. She wouldn't like write your material, but she would help you like format it and structure it. And the first time I went into stand-up, I was like, oh my God, this is it. Like I fell in love.
Isn't it so much fun?
It's like a high.
It's so amazing.
It's a high, and I haven't done a show it's only been a week. Like I haven't done like a show, and I'm like getting like that itch. I'm like, oh my God, I got this. I started going on the Facebook comic groups, like, hey, I'm looking to do some shows. Hey, hey.
And it's good that you're doing shows because as a comic starting off, like a lot of open mics and stuff, sometimes it's like, oh, fucking A, bro, an open mic. Like you have to be in front of other comics and they're not listening to you. Yeah. So the fact that you're doing shows and you're just like, how many months in? Or
7.
7 months in. That's amazing.
Great start.
That's an amazing start. And it's like, just fucking keep going.
Don't take your foot off the pedal.
Oh no, I say I'm like, this is like, that's why I really feel like this is like what I'm supposed to do. Just like, how quickly it's going and how like it's odd because every comic I talk to, they're like, you've been doing this for 7 months. I'm like, I know.
Yeah.
Don't let the like weird passive aggressive. Just do what you're doing. Enjoy every bit of it. Don't let people take the light. Don't let people take the shine. Good advice, bad advice. Take it with a grain of salt. You know what I mean? Because not everybody's journey is just not the same. So you know, you had it in your benefit. You came off a reality show. You've built up your internet presence. So you're able to commence shows and use the quality shows to grow. I mean, you know, and if you want to do mics, you do mics too, but it's just take advantage of all your opportunities.
Yeah, I definitely still do mics. I went to Flappers and did the 3-minute set not too long ago, and it's funny because I just did a show at Flappers.
Just to keep getting on stage and keep working your new material and stuff. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So what's I know you Latin, but like what kind of Latin are you?
I'm Puerto Rican and Guatemalan.
Interesante. All right. You like my Spanglish?
The more you know.
Is that like that's like the word of the day for him?
Palabra del día.
Interesante. I wanted to ask you, like, what was the most embarrassing? Hey guys.
Shut.
What was the most embarrassing thing that happened to you on the show? Like that you would say?
Oh my!
Because I'm a fan of the show. Like my friend. I love the fucking show.
I didn't know. Yeah. We never talk. We like reality shows, but we never watched the same one. So
but I never saw your episode. I mean your season. But my friend from high school was in the Miami episode. Leah Lorraine. I don't know if you remember her. She was like the Brazilian with the tattoos.
Oh, okay.
And she had the craziest, like, once she was on TV, like, after the aftermath of people coming up to her and, like you said, people, like, just, oh, fuck you, I like this girl more. Like, what was, like, the most embarrassing thing that happened to you while you were on the show there? Or did it even air? Or, like, tell us about that.
So, I'm really glad it didn't air, but I don't know, you know, people think like, oh, you're on a reality show, you got your phones, you got internet. No, you don't have music, you don't have TV. They monitor, you can literally like check your emails, you know, you can do like phone calls, but there's no like entertainment.
They take it all away?
Everything. Wow. So all we have is each other and liquor. So
you're gonna go crazy.
On a very boring night, I went shrieking in a Chewbacca mask. And I'm so glad they didn't have the rights to Star Wars because they didn't air that. But that happened. Like,
did you make the noise?
Let me hear it.
That's awesome.
No food, just liquor, and y'all. That's what they do.
I mean, I don't even think that's embarrassing. That's kind of dope.
Yeah, it was. If they would have aired it, I think I would have been like, oh my God. Only because my dad, like, he's like a minister.
Okay.
Oh.
Well, you're already doing the show, so it's kind of like too late to think about.
Well, he actually just retired from that, so. All
right.
You know.
Did they ever try to like fight you or stuff?
No,
because I know that show. They're always fighting.
No fights?
And the little time I know you, you're just so bubbling. You don't seem like a person who would want to fight.
In general, this is how I am. I really am. Yeah. But like, there's like, you know, don't underestimate like my sweetness or whatever. Don't take that for granted. But honestly, no fights. The only like negative like note I got was like, oh my God, your laugh, and I'm like, I know I sound like a fucking dolphin. Like I'm sorry. Like I know that. I own that. So that was it. I had nobody said nothing about me.
Man, they would have killed Esther Koo if she was on the show. Her laugh wouldn't survive on that show.
Mine sounds like hers, but like higher.
Yeah. Fuck you, Esther. I love you. No, but no, that's.
Yeah.
Oh, here's what I wanted to ask. So it's like, do you still like keep in touch with these girls, or like girls you are actual friends with them now?
I'm friends with like most of them actually. I've even worked with other girls, hosting events and things like that weren't on my season, and I still keep in touch with them as well. So
dope.
It's almost like I feel like the Bad Girls Club is like this unspoken like sorority.
Yeah.
It's like if you're in the Bad Girls, like, oh, you're in my city, let's link up. Like, I don't know, it just works like that. It's weird. I can't explain it. But,
I want to see
Bad Girls link up for real.
Every season that I've seen has always been like, damn.
Oh, my season, it had that though. Trust me, it
Really?
did.
Just not you.
Just not me.
I'm just like, what the fuck is going on? These girls are ripping each other's faces up. It's so bad. And then they pick on them. They throw like food on them. And when they're sleeping, they put milk. It's like the worst of the worst on that show. And I'm just like, oh shit, that's crazy. That's why I like it so much. Because I'm like, they're signing up for that shit. But
Right.
I'm glad you didn't have to go through that.
Yeah. I was really surprised. I remember even like my first day, I told producers, I was like, do I have to like dress like this? Because I was like ready. Like I had my sneakers. I was like, I've seen it, Especially I was the first new girl. I don't know if you guys know that. I was the first replacement. So like
Oh, you were replaced.
I was the first one.
Oh,
so
okay.
one girl got kicked off like episode 2, and then I came in. So being the new girl, especially, you've seen it. Like, they will throw your bed in the pool. They will, like,
Damn.
There was a season that they didn't even, like, let
yeah.
you in the house. Like, these girls didn't even let the
Why are
new
they
girls
doing
in the
acting
house.
crazy like
They
that?
throw the clothes out the window.
The producers had to
kinds of
tell them not
shit.
to do that. They probably put them up to that.
No, see, what happened was my entrance was a prank on the girls, and I actually taught them an improv class.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. So you did comedy while you were on the show then, too?
Kind of. It was, I think...
Kind of like...
Yeah, since it was like that social media season, they were kind of focusing on like what our niche is. So like some girls, they did like the modeling. Some
Makeup
girls did
tutorials.
music. There was one girl who
Tummy tea
does
girls?
like parties. Flat tummy tea. I have excuse me, I love flat tummy tea. I
Really?
swear by that shit. People be asking me, and I'm like,
You swear?
I make it. I brew it.
On your dad's ministry?
Yes, I drink it every morning. I drink it every day for
I
real.
couldn't drink it. I drank it for a little bit. Gave me the shits. I couldn't do it.
That's how you got the shit, because they keep it flat. If
Yeah,
you
but
shitting all the time.
I got shit to do.
Oh, it wasn't like, girl, which one you took the cleanse?
I took the cleanse.
Oh, that's
I was like,
Yeah, you trying to rush the process. You trying to rush the process. You gotta be patient. And now I hear girls,
I didn't do the cleanse.
I hear the new thing Instagram girls are doing is selling credit now. There's a lot more credit like ad they're trying to have the Instagram girls do. So now there's from Fat Tummy Tea to Fashion Nova, and now it's credit fixing.
credit.
Yeah,
Credit.
I listened to the Joe Budden podcast a lot, and like they were clowning the Instagram models for doing credit shit.
What kind of credit thing are they
Just
doing?
like fixing your credit. That's what they're trying to like tell the girls to
Listen.
promote.
Half of these girls are broke as fuck.
Right.
What the fuck is going on?
I get paid, and then I also get paid in clothes. So like that's why I'd be like, it's a win-win, but it's not like
Right.
people are like, you balling. I'm like, bitch, I got a lot of clothes.
Right.
Exactly.
I'm not balling.
I could donate some shit. Yeah.
And what is it? What is this? Like money? Like loaning money or
No,
just
it's like
to
okay, the
fix
same
your
way on the
credit?
commercials where they fix the credit, they're just having Instagram girls do ads about fixing credit.
Oh my God, I have to see this. What
That's
are they
really
saying?
That's the wave from what I heard on the podcast.
I've had like a credit company like pay me to like promote their ad, but I wasn't like in it like, hey, I'll fix
they're
your
the
credit.
ad girls.
Like,
Well, they're promoting the credit. That's to fix the credit. So,
Oh, no.
Yeah, so you got hit up. See, it's already they already.
but
reached
I
out
didn't
to
do
you.
no video and like be a
Yeah.
spokesmodel for. I just
Yeah.
posted their stuff. You know
Right,
what
but
I'm saying?
they're the same girls are doing that shit. But their point is like, why am I going to listen to some fucking pretty Instagram shit to tell me about fixing my credit? Like, I don't want you co-signing credit. So I'm sure you know a lot of other Instagram models or famous.
Not like
personalities.
personally. I don't know what it is about girls, but
One of my Instagram questions I see, she likes your stuff.
really?
Yeah, Stephanie Santiago.
Oh, that's my homie.
That's your homie?
That's my homie.
You see how my eyes light up?
You know what's funny? It's like
I think she's out here.
We
She's-
haven't met in person, but we've been friends on social media forever. And like she'll invite me to stuff when I'm in her city, and I'll be like, yeah,
Who is that?
okay.
What's her name?
Stephanie Santiago.
Stephanie, she's a bad.
She is
baddie.
like
Santiago.
she's like old, like not old school, but she's like one of the first like I feel like vixens that like I've seen. Like the video
Wait,
vixens.
let's break it down.
Well, not really, because we had like
in the Instagram era, since like World Star Instagram,
Yeah.
she's one of the bigger ones of that era.
right, yeah.
So
that's
now she's not out of videos. Now she's doing like
modeling.
modeling.
She has a talk. She works with Angela Martinez.
No,
right?
Angela Yee, the Lip Service
Angela,
podcast.
yeah, the Lip Service.
But she was like World Star straight stuntings, with K-Slay, those videos that came out like 2010 and like 2014, 15.
Oh, like Instagram videos too?
No, she doesn't do Instagram comedy. She just does. She's
oh yeah, she's pretty.
Baddie.
I love you guys.
Yeah. Who else are you cool with? Because I follow a lot of those girls.
I don't like know them personally.
But just that social media
but
relationship.
the social media, and then some of them, the ones out here, I'd be like reaching out, like, hey, we should do like some videos and stuff together. And I don't know, like.
They just weird.
Yeah, it's very sketchy.
They ain't about it.
We were in a sketch together. They want to be pretty. They don't want to be funny. Remember that?
Yeah.
We were in a sketch together.
Tell us.
When I first came out here.
When I actually came out here to do the callback for Bad Girls Club was when I was out here. That was the time that they flew me out here to do my final like in-person audition.
And that was like already like 2
years ago.
2 years ago is when I met her, and we were doing an Instagram sketch together. What was the sketch? I think it was with Paul Whiskey.
No, it was with Tonio. And then we did do one with Paul Whiskey.
It was a guy who's like secretly gay or something. I don't know. They just used our butts.
Yeah, we were like walking down.
Really?
Oh my God, I remember I was so mad because like those jeans, I was like, I have the worst jeans on for a butt shot right now.
Yeah.
Do you have a big butt?
I don't think I have a big butt. I think it's like
there
in shape. It's
you
nice.
got a little booty. Is
it cuffable? Can your man cuff it?
Yeah, he cuffs it.
Okay. All right, then you got a butt. You have a butt.
It's a real one,
It's real. Okay.
Yeah, and we shot that. That was so funny. It was
just
like a quick. It was just like we get in front of the camera. It's like Instagram videos, Nick.
I don't know. You're an influencer technically. So did you use your prowess to command some coin?
Yeah. Let's say I did get paid. I got millions of dollars
for your ass.
my ass.
Yeah, you can get a meal for get a meal. Some Chick-fil-A budget.
Chick-fil-A budget.
I'll take that.
I had Chick-fil-A Thursday night. Chick-fil-A is amazing.
Yeah. Shout out to Chick-fil-A.
It's close today though.
I moved from Florida.
What, some chicks?
Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A?
Some chicks. I was like, whoa.
Slow down. How tired of you? Are you over it with Disney or Universal since you're from Orlando? Like, is that something you just did so much growing up, or you can still enjoy it?
I mean, I can go to like Universal Studios and enjoy roller coasters anytime.
Because it's grown, right.
But the Disney shit, I'm like, oh my God.
I feel you. That's why I was like, I feel like at Orlando, you just do it so much probably.
And everybody knows like somebody who works at Disney, so you don't ever pay for tickets. I don't know how to explain it. Like, I feel like if you're in Florida, like,
especially
somebody.
Up there.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I've done Universal a couple times. That was my grad night when I was in high school. We went to Universal. That was pretty fun. They had like Rick Ross. I think Neo performed. Pitbull. This was like because I graduated in like in 09.
Did he give one of his famous geography lessons?
Worldwide. No, he just said worldwide.
Miami, Brazil, Atlanta, Cuba, Mexico, Pitbull.
All the countries he visited. Yos.
We just went live on my thingamajig. Let's see if they have any questions. But yeah, keep going. Sorry.
So yeah, and then what else is there? I've never been to was it Hurricane Harbor?
Okay, yeah, the water park. No, I think
there's one in Tampa at Busch Gardens.
I haven't been to Busch Gardens either.
I'd love to go to Busch Gardens. I hear it's pretty.
Let's go to Busch Gardens, guys.
Busch Gardens.
Who
got the tickets?
She probably got somebody who got
tickets.
Get me, Stephanie, and Amarie a hookup to Busch Gardens.
Busch Gardens.
We want to go to Busch Gardens. Who can hook that up?
Busch Gardens tickets. Woo!
Get her a hookup to Busch Gardens, and she will donate her panties that she wore like 3 years ago, and she sent it to you.
That is disgusting.
Guys don't mind
it. That is nasty.
No, I've had
nobody wears panties
from Florida. What was I thinking?
Don't even say we're panties.
What are panties?
What are panties?
Thongs. Sorry.
Well,
I hear thongs are really uncomfortable. Why do you guys put yourselves with thongs?
Underwear lines. We'd rather just have a wedgie all day than have underwear lines.
Really? That's the difference.
We want something to be close and tight to us in our body to make us feel safe.
Okay.
It's a very secure feeling. That's a really good way to describe it. You got something there.
Amarie has really good theories for shit that just you wouldn't think about like that. Like I was like, oh, okay, interesting perspective.
Most comedians do.
Right.
You do stand up too, right?
Of course.
I love interviewing my interviewers.
You do? All right. What you want to ask?
Do it. Wait. Now it's time for Stephanie Tejada's 5 questions for Nick.
She has 5. You put on the spot.
Oh, all right.
That's 5. A lot of pressure.
Let's see.
Or 4.5.
So you do comedy. How long have you been doing comedy?
I'm like 8 and some change.
Okay.
Yeah. But I started like 09, 2010. Yeah, about 8.
Is that like your biggest passion?
Stand up, yeah. I love stand up the most. And then I've been in improv I've taken that more serious since I've been out here, just because you get to perform more and just working with other people out because you just don't get up as much. So I've been doing stand-up, improv. We act. I host. That kind of just goes all in the. It's all encompassing, but stand-up is the passion.
Very cool.
Yeah.
And what is
Fucking clumsy.
She been drinking a tequila in the fridge.
What you been drinking today?
Nothing. It fell.
Okay.
What is one thing your parents don't know about you?
One thing my parents don't know about me, I eat ass, I guess.
Whoa! Happy Mother's Day, Mom!
Happy Mom's Day. You told me to please the ladies, Mom. That's what I'm gonna do. You got to be open-minded. My mom told me so. My grandmother don't know I eat ass either. So
Your grandma probably not on Instagram though. Your mom
not on the gram. My mom is on the gram, but we don't follow each other. I'll send her stuff. But I told her, I said, since we're already Facebook friends and we kind of have had back and forths in the past, I think with Instagram that should be your own thing. You can still send me something. I'm not gonna block you, but we have an understanding. But I can still tag her if I'm like, I put a Mother's Day picture up today. I tagged her so she could see it, but we don't follow each other on Instagram. So there's a little bit of
That's how I feel about most of my family on like social media. I'm like,
yeah. One time my mom blocked me on Facebook because she got into. We used to like argue in front of everybody on my feed, and they're watching, laughing at us because we're just fucking going back and forth and we're like clowning each other. And then my sister said one thing, and I think my mom didn't like the fact that I didn't address it. And then she's like, you know what? I'm just gonna remove myself and not be your friend. I'm like, come on, Mom. I'm sorry. Can you be my Facebook friend again?
Everybody was on your feet like, wow, you're so mean to your mom.
No, I didn't even do that. They was like, yo, you and your moms is hilarious, yo. When y'all be fucking cussing each other out and shit like that, like, yo, your mom is crazy. And then, but then I apologized and asked my mom if she could be my Facebook friend again. Aww. That was like 5 years ago. We haven't had much issues since.
Shout out to all the moms. It is Mother's Day, you guys.
Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day. Did you guys hook your moms up? Send them anything?
Well, my mom is coming the 23rd, and we're gonna spend some. She's gonna visit me for the first time, so we'll do some stuff. So I just called her today.
When's the last time you saw her?
I was in New York for like 2 months, November through January. So I was there a lot doing shows and working, and then I saw her and my grandmother. So yeah, it's been like 5-6 months now.
How fun.
All right, one more question for you, Nick.
Oh, I don't have enough.
Any questions for Amarie? Yeah. Now we go into Stephanie asks Amarie.
So Amarie's a model.
Yes.
Do you still model? You're such a hottie.
No, I don't model anymore.
Are you focusing on comedy? Is that why?
I've done comedy already for almost 6 years doing stand-up and stuff. So no modeling.
You're still modeling?
I mean, if I get a job for modeling,
right,
and I get picked through my agent,
right,
you're not chasing the work.
No, I'm not chasing.
You're not just doing glamour shots anymore, just to have content. It's not your focus.
Yeah, because I used to do that when I was a video vixen, but that was pretty much that was like almost 10 years ago that I stopped doing that. So it's not anything that I.
Do you feel like your comedy though, like kind of gave you a reason to like refine your image? Just being a because I feel like that's kind of like why I stopped doing like the vixen model, because I did show magazine, Black Men, all stuff like that, music videos, but it wasn't like in correlation with comedy. Because instantly, first of all,
what videos? If you know, can you tell us people what videos you did?
Oh God, I'm so old.
Just give me like a couple.
I did a Travis Porter video. I did a Faster, I think it was called.
Okay.
I did a video for Roscoe Dash.
Roscoe, okay,
called Show Out.
I think I remember that song.
I did a video with Mims. It was like a low key song. I forgot what it was called. Hot. No, it was something else.
This is why I'm hot. That's old.
This is why I'm hot. This is why I'm hot. I love the remix more. Anyway. This is why we hot. This is why we hot.
I'm sorry for anyone listening right now.
No,
I'm taking people back. We was killing that shit was killing in 07. Don't front on the nigga. That song was popping. Oh, this is why we hot.
But I do feel like, well, how do you feel? Because you're a comic. Do you look at like female comics that are like sexy and pretty and like you just don't take them serious? Be honest. Off rip. You'd be man.
If I can be honest, when I see a comedian that is a female, of course I will look at her and on the scope of just, is she pretty, ugly, average or whatever like that. And then I kind of see how she goes about, carries herself. So even if she is a pretty girl, I can separate it.
Yeah, Yeah.
Like, I can acknowledge if you are naturally funny, you are like a comedian. I can tell your intention if you're doing it because you really want to be a comic, or if you're just doing it because you're using your pretty thing that can get you into the door.
Right.
So I can separate the two. I don't judge. You know, everybody has their own way, because people could think, oh, she's getting a lot of work or she's winning an opportunity, but it's in the long run. I could already see in the long game, you're not going to be doing shit that people care to do. Right. So I can not like, you know, just go off of first glance. Like, what I hear about you is like, oh, you know, she did reality shows, you know, pretty popular on social media. Now she's trying comedy. Now, okay, somebody can tell me, oh, she's trying it. But if I see you here in 5 years, clearly I know that, okay, you really want to do this.
Right.
So I take your word that you want to do comedy, you want to do stand-up, and you're grinding. So, you know, until, you know, otherwise, then it's like if you go missing, because you right now you're on, you know, we follow each other. So it's like, okay, I see you on my timeline, you're doing shows, whatever like that. When you go away and you just people are like, oh, what's happening? Then I'm like, oh, I guess she just really wasn't doing it.
Right.
You know, she had her little phase. People have phases when they're doing comedy and then they phase out.
Right.
But if you're here for the long run, 20, 30 years of really, you know, doing stand up and then until it leads to your other stuff, then yeah. So I can separate it. You being pretty, it's just, I think it's bonus. I think it always helps.
I think it's great. I think it's great to be pretty and do comedy, because at the end of the day, there's not a lot of girls that are like on that level of like, so that's a different type of brand, different type of thing. And shit, funny is funny.
Yeah.
The fuck, you look the way you look, as long as you deliver that shit and you're making people laugh and you're undeniable, that's all that matters.
Yeah, I mean, like, the people try to, you know, make the case, okay, fine, some women get off because they're on their sexuality and whatever, and use that to their advantage, but like, I think about just the tremendous success that my, you know, humble brag, my friend Tiffany Haddish is having. And when I try to think about my boys, especially when it came to like black female comedians, we try to go through the timeline of shit. They've never been women that are conventional in terms of like slim and on the eyes, you know, attractive. It's usually they gone big black or just an average size woman that's just not that attractive, but still really funny. But you really don't see those. And then with the Tiffany Haddish, there's my friend Ida Rodriguez. She's a very attractive and but more funny than anything.
She's
you know,
Funny Ida, right? On Instagram.
Funny Ida, right. And there's, you know, I think Zainab Johnson. She's a very, you know, pretty woman. She used to model. She was a model. She talks about that on stage, but she has something to say, point of view, like all the, you know, technical comic-y shit that a stand-up purist look at, they check the boxes. So it's, you know.
I just asking because one time I did a show and it was like they didn't know I was a comic.
Of course.
And there was this group of guys and they were like, I guess they were like, oh, the guy came up to me, he's like, oh, you're next or whatever. And he's like, that's a comic. Nah, she ain't gonna be a comic. Yeah, she may be good looking, but she's not gonna feel it. And then I like killed the house.
Yeah.
Those are you're gonna fight those battles.
Those people are always gonna be there, and if it's not that because you're pretty, it'll be because of something else, or your parents have money, or he knows someone who's famous, and that's why he got on. People are always gonna have a preconceived notion of what you do.
That's why I was asking about the modeling thing, because I know, like, you know, that's kind of why I don't really do that as much, because I don't want it to take away.
You're worried about you want to protect your brand.
Of you know, I'm
but
really
you can do that,
Yes,
and that could be your thing that no one else does. It's sky's the limit. Like
you just make it work for you.
Yeah, just make it work for you, as long as you're going on stage and making those people laugh, and then it's just like you separate yourself from the rest, and it's your own Stephanie Tejada world. And then your followers and the people who like your style of comedy, they'll follow you. And then it won't matter. Yeah, and it won't matter.
It won't matter.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. Y'all should
balls to the wall.
Y'all should link up and tour. I'm always telling her, like, cause she wants to go on the road so fucking bad. And I'm like, look, get with some friends. You're in the position, you have followers, right?
Yeah.
And if you want to really test how much the people fuck with you, you get with some girls who are doing their thing on the stand-up tip and got their social media popping, and y'all do like tour. Like you, her, Lulu.
Well, I'm doing a show with Shantae now. She's taking me under her wing, actually. I'm performing at the Improv on the 22nd. Yes.
Nice.
That's great.
Like,
that's awesome.
I did a show with her at the Union, and she loved my set, and then she's like, dude, come do this one, and she's doing like a little thing. So
get that experience, and then you can do it in the meantime while you're working. Shantae is a great comic. I write her. I love what she does on that tip. But then you can get with people like Stephanie, like Lulu, and make money and tour.
And we're gonna do skits again.
And do skits, you build your brand. You do your skits, and then people will come in live shows. Y'all can each do a set, and they get on stage together and fuck around.
You know who does that? Oh, you guys know Tony Baker. He does that, like the real social media
comedians of social media. But y'all could do that shit too.
Yeah. All right, guys, we're in the works of making some magic happen.
We're making 10%
manager fee. I'll host the shows. Because you're gonna need a guy with you on the road. All you ladies, you guys are vulnerable.
Exactly.
All right, cool.
I need a man.
You need,
I need a man in my life.
I need a man. It's just mutually beneficial, guys. You gotta understand, people like I've seen comics, you know, where grassroots they just did some shit that people fucked with. And they're not waiting for the industry or agents and managers to come after them. They getting theirs. Like these girls,
Get the ball rolling.
also very attractive and funny comedians. Christina Hutchinson and Corinne Fisher. They had a podcast called Guys We Fucked.
All right.
The premise of the podcast, they interviewed every guy that they've ever fucked on the show. Right? It'd be one week. It'd be a guy that they fucked in their past. Corinne had more bodies than Christina, and Christina was in a relationship. So it kind of got to the point where it was really more like Corinne gets, because they were just trying to shuffle through their old situations or whatever, and they got guys that come up there and just interview them, talk to them, right? Eventually, they got to the point where they ran out of guys they fucked, or they just stopped altogether because they got
so fuck new guys.
Or they start bringing in guys we want to fuck.
Right, yeah. Then it became then they just began people
And then
who they admired,
and
then they got like at some point, I think Amber Rose or a couple of just famous comics got on it, and then it became such a fucking thing. They followers, you know, they're like in the thousands, like 30, 70, whatever like that. But they're like people who really fuck with them. They go out and they do their own shows now. They live shows. They got signed to a really big agency out here. They come back and forth. They do the Comedy Store in the main room. They sell out the main room at the Comedy Store. They're working, you know what I mean? And it's not no TV credits. They're not you know, acting like that. They're just doing stand up, and then they built their thing. And you know, you can make money on the road and make a living and grow as a comic. So I think,
what is that podcast called?
It's called Guys We Fucked.
Guys We Fucked. I'm gonna listen to that.
And they have women on. They had like I said, they had Amber. They had just anybody. Now it's pretty much their pick of the litter, and it's popping.
That's so fun.
But I'm just all that to say is that y'all can get money and get funny.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Listen,
Nick,
I got a
can you be my
backdrop.
manager?
Right. You got a backdrop.
I got a new backdrop, y'all. It's on.
It's on and popping. What we want to say before we wrap?
I guess you have Stephanie. Would you have any shows coming up that you want to tell our viewers, or any upcoming events?
Yeah. It comes out Thursday, so anything after Thursday.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, boom. I know. I want to say it's June 4th. Oh, my phone is there.
Whatever your big show is.
I want to say June 14th. I'm back at Flappers.
Okay.
Nice.
And May 22nd, I'm going to be at the Dime. And
why you say man? I hosted that room for you. Don't be to my Dime room.
I like the Dime, but
Dime is the baby.
Adam Hunter, that's my man.
Adam's funny as hell. Yeah. I love. Actually, I've seen you do shows there a couple times. But the Dime is just, man. It's like, if you're not there for the show, you're not there for the show. Like, you don't give a fuck. If you didn't come to watch
the Dime is that room. Like, people, they have their they're there to go to the bar and drink or fuck around, or then there's something to watch the show, and you just got to get them to watch you. Okay. But it's a good building room for comics out here, because you really. That's
why I went.
See how funny you are.
Every time I go in there, it's not bad though. It's just
okay. I'll try to see if I can go.
It's just always like,
I've gone to check out her. I always try to go see my friends at the Dime, because the Dime is like my favorite spot in LA to go to on a hangout tip, because they play good music and shit.
Yeah, we even go and hang out there and just like
a lot of people say that
it's a good hip hop spot.
Place to just go. You gotta just go there.
Just chill. We just go fuck around and just hang out, drink. You know, listen to the DJ spin. It's good times there.
Tuesday, the movie I'm in, Loyalty. Shout out to Christina Cooper. You guys might know her from Dear White People on Netflix.
Okay.
She's an actress in it. This is her first production, her first real film. They're doing a big red carpet premiere this Tuesday.
Okay.
So I'm excited about that.
Yeah.
So what can the people do after this comes out?
They could wish they saw it.
They could wish they saw it. Well, just check out my website. I'll just say that. Go to StephanieTejada.com. You can keep up with upcoming events, clips of stand-up. All my social media stuff is on there. If you hit shop, it'll take you to my online boutique. I do have an online boutique.
Nice.
So, hustler.
I do a lot.
Cool.
What do you sell on there, just so they have an idea?
Clothes, accessories.
Okay.
We've been selling out of these things, the little Bad Girl logo necklace.
Oh, that's so cute.
Yeah.
Hey, get it.
So yeah.
Dope. And what's your handle on Instagram, Twitter?
It's Stephanie Tejada, Stephanie, and then it's Tejadaa, and Twitter is Stephanie Tejada. Again, just go to the website, StephanieTejada.com. It's the hub. You'll find everything there. My YouTube channel is Tejada Time, Tejada Time.
Dope. dope. Those are the most ones you use, like Instagram, Twitter, YouTube.
Yeah, I'm really starting to get into YouTube. I uploaded like 30 videos in like the last 2 weeks, just trying to build it up.
Is it coming along?
It's coming along.
Yeah, it takes a while. YouTube too, the game changer YouTube because of how there's no chance of making money there anymore.
Yeah, no, you have to pay.
You have to be in the thousands.
You got to like pay. You have to pay
to
for
play.
advertising.
You gotta pay to play. They fuck us.
But it works though because if you put a little money in,
you gotta invest.
It's just get that following, and then you get that monetization.
Monetization. That's the key words in our game. Monetization. Can't wait till Comedy Pop Up starts making money. We're about to get some sponsors. We getting professional out here.
Yeah.
We got a press kit. We trying to pitch.
I know. I didn't even know this was.
Maybe we can link with you on some sponsors. You wanna find some sponsors? We collab on something.
Yeah.
Okay, we could talk. We could have a meeting.
Hell yeah.
We can have a meeting. What you got, Amarie?
You get matching pink rompers from Fashion Nova.
Oh, yeah.
We should see if Tummy Tea want to sponsor the show. Amarie, would you do Tummy Tea if we can get a sponsor?
I've done tummy tea before. That's what I was saying. It had the shits. It was bad.
Okay, you just don't drink. Just don't drink it.
Don't do the cleanse.
The cleanse.
You tell people to drink it, but that don't mean you gotta drink it.
Okay, noted.
Do the activate.
Any shows you got after Thursday? You plugging?
Yeah, just at the Brea Improv on the 22nd. Yeah.
How can they get their tickets?
You could go to the Brea Improv website or on my page, Amarie Lee _comedy. I actually have the flyer with the number so you could RSVP for that show. And that's Tuesday, May 22nd.
Awesome.
At 8.
And this Friday, what's Friday, the 18th? Friday the 18th, I'll be with the Comedy Pop-Up crew in Newport Beach. What's the venue, Paul?
I don't even know.
Is it Envy Lounge?
Yeah.
I think I'm hosting an Envy Lounge in Newport Beach with the Comedy Pop-Up group, man. That's Comedy Pop-Up does a lot of great shows as well as podcasts all throughout the SoCal area. So I'm hosting this one on Friday. We got a great lineup. If you want to get tickets, go to comedypopup.la.com.
ComedyPopUpLA.com.
And you can get tickets for Friday night at the Envy Lounge in Newport Beach. Woo! If you want to follow me, it's at Nick of Comedy, NICKOF Comedy, all in one word. Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, MySpace, Mi Gente, Black People Meet, Black Planet, High Five. I ran out.
Stephanie, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you guys for having me. This was fun.
Dope.
This was fun.
It's so great to have you. You are a bubbly girl. I could feel that presence. You were telling me, Amy was like, she's so sweet.
I just love you. You're great. You're cool people.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. This is For the Culture, man. Keep following us at For the Culture Live. We're going to keep bringing you culture shit every week, man. We out.
Chia.